of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man will go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Ahmadiyyah.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? skin. God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of famous fun.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamin. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Okay? Hello, Coco Marshmallows, RG Titan, Juju's in the house at the Queen is Queening, True Snow TV, Silent D, Nicole is here, Vina. All right, Lana L. All right, Mr. Hotel said Dr. Shakur, often imitated but never duplicated. Okay, because she stands on business. Charlene is here, King Legine, Vince I am from the UK, Rins G, Pearly. All right, shout out to everyone in the chat, everyone tuned into the Queen. Okay, hey Kajima, Christy One Love, Penny Wise, RG Titan. All right, shout out to all my loyal royals. Okay, shout out to everyone watching. So with that all being said, I know you all have heard all of the nefariousness. Maurice said, eyes here. Hey, Maurice, Nubia Cutie, GL, all hell nah, Danielle, Tawana. Okay, I see you, beloved. All right, so support the arts is here. Okay. So listen, y'all know I don't really go live on Saturdays every now and again. And I was going to go live earlier, but I'm glad I waited because more nefarious news has come out about Diddy. Now, some of y'all probably thought 50 Cent was joking when he was talking about that documentary, but I knew he wasn't. I knew he wasn't. And so there's going to be a surviving Diddy. I don't know what he's going to call it. But anyway, so let's talk about it. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share. Now, before I get into that, the fact that 50 is going to do this documentary, let's talk about Cassie for a minute. Because, you know, there's so many people saying foolish things about, you know, as I've told you for a myriad of days now, that, you know, she was just trying to get the money. Why didn't she sue or why didn't she take him to court for criminal charges and all of that? As I have said before, whether or not criminal charges are, he's indicted on criminal charges, that goes by the prosecutor. That's up to the prosecutor to determine that. Now, Cassie and other people could file police reports, but then the prosecutor's the one that decides if anyone's going to be indicted. And also, let's not forget that the Adult Survivors Act is only for civil suits, you see. And so some of the charges that he could face and that other people that have been accused could face, well, some of those have passed the statute of limitations. Okay. Now, so let's talk about that for a second. The most important element of the New York Adult Survivors Act is that it creates institutional liability. Now, this is according to Jacob Eidinger, the director of marketing and communications at Criminal PC, one of the firms representing the majority of survivors who have filed suits under this law, saying that suddenly survivors are not only able to sue their individual abuser, but any individual or institution that may have played a role in covering up or otherwise enabling the abuse, which is why Cassie's lawyers said that they should sue the LLCs. That's one of the reasons they went after them. Now, Eidinger emphasized that the majority of lawsuits filed involve institutional defendants, a very large number of whom involved formerly incarcerated individuals who were also sexually abused while they were in the custody of the state. Now, Heather Kokolo, a distinguished adjunct professor at New York Law School and an expert in sexual violent predator law, stressed that these are civil suits, so no criminal sanctions will occur as a result. Now, that means there is no potential for any kind of prison or jail time for the alleged offenders. Civil suits focus on the idea of damages as evaluated through a monetary lens, asking survivors to identify a dollar amount that encapsulates the pain, suffering, loss of wages, and mental health toll from their assault. Because of this, Kokolo said that civil suits also often offer the potential for some kind of reckoning. Shame is attached to the institutions or the people, and that enables sexual violence, that have enabled sexual violence to occur, whether by blatantly ignoring or covering up these acts. So, here's the thing. At the end of the day, in a criminal suit, well, these institutions may not be vilified as they should. Now, while many people view criminal cases as the ultimate source of accountability for offenders, civil cases give survivors more agency and voice in the court proceedings. While criminal cases are pursued by prosecutors who are ultimately acting on behalf of the local, state, or federal government, the civil cases directly serve the interest of the client. So for people saying, oh, why didn't she do this? Why didn't she do that? She handled it the way she saw it best. And so did the other people that have made these accusations. At the end of the day, here's the thing. Before I finish that up, here's the thing. Many people can sit there and say that if it were me, I would have pressed criminal charges. Well, you're lying. That's what you're doing. Most of the people saying that are absolutely lying. If they knew that they could get someone sent to prison for their crimes, and that was just going to be the end of it, and they would not get any monetary compensation, because here's the thing. You may need counseling, mental health counseling. You may have been traumatized to the extent that you need to get some type of treatment. Now, maybe you wouldn't get any of the things that you need to move on and move forward if you didn't get compensated monetarily. So if someone asked me, would I prefer this person go to prison, or would I prefer to get $30 million? Yeah, I'm going to say I'll take the $30 million. I'm going to say I'll take the $30 million, and most people would. So all of these people talk about, oh, she's trying to get a bag. They'd be trying to get a bag too. It's nothing but hypocrisy, and people are liars, okay? They would absolutely take the money. You could build generational wealth with $30 million. You'd have something down the line for your children. You could start your own business. You could do a myriad of things. Any problems that you were suffering from as far as being traumatized, you could get the treatment that you seek and all of that. So that just sounds nonsensical and idiotic, because at the end of the day, a person like Diddy, yes, of course, he would hate to go to prison, but he also hates that everyone is finding out all of his dirty laundry. All of his skeletons are falling out of the closet. And he's losing all of this money. He's had to step down from LLCs. He's losing brands and all of this. Nobody wants to deal with him. He's been shunned. They don't want him at the Grammys. People are not speaking out on his behalf to, speak for him, to speak positively about him. Instead, people are turning against him. Former bodyguards, okay? Other people who've worked with him. These people are all turning on him. So this is absolutely making him feel some type of way, I'm sure. So this too is punishment, is all I'm saying. But let me continue. So they say there are many times when survivors are disappointed with how a prosecutor pursues or doesn't pursue a case. Because again, that all depends on the prosecutor. And here's the thing. What if you had pressed criminal charges and the person doesn't get convicted? I just want you all to think about that too, because there's no guarantee that criminal prosecution would lead to the conviction of the person. What if they got off? Like OJ. What if they got off? And then now you don't have any money, and now this person gets away scot-free. So I'm just saying, honey, I would do what I thought was best for me. I wouldn't care what anyone said. Now, while a survivor could file criminal charges, assuming they're within the appropriate statute of limitations, because that counts. This Adult Survivors Act doesn't have anything to do with criminal prosecution. Okay, as I just read to you. It only has to do with compensatory damages, monetary damages, and accountability in the civil court. Now, they really lose all control of everything after that point. Okay? So filing criminal charges, you don't have any control. Cassie has maintained control because she not only got monetarily compensated, but she didn't have to sign any type of privacy contract. So if she wants to talk about it, write a book, do a movie, she still has the ability and the control to do that. Now, in the civil context, it's completely up to the survivor about how they want to proceed. Kokolo said that it's a huge step forward to have opened up the potential for recourse for survivors whose cases would have otherwise been barred by the statute of limitations. But these cases will still likely face an uphill legal battle. One main reason is that the passage of time makes cases related to sexual violence harder and harder to prove. The evidentiary standard of civil cases, however, and this is very important, people, pay attention. The evidentiary cases in a civil case is by a preponderance of the evidence. That's something else you have to think about. It's much easier to win a civil case because you only have to prove the person's guilt by a preponderance of the evidence. Whereas in the criminal case, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay? Beyond a reasonable doubt. So with that all been said, there's that. Okay, so now let's talk about this documentary. And then we'll get into some more receipts on Diddy. 50 Cent developing documentary on rap rival Diddy. So they say Page 6 reports that 50 Cent, who has had a decades-long on and off feud with Diddy, is training his documentary production house on the embattled bad boy mogul. Now, 50's G-Unit Films and Television Company has perhaps become best known for its dramas, including the hit series Power. Power Book 3 premiered last night, the new season, and it was the bomb. But let me continue. So they say, but In the Club rapper has also produced some acclaimed true crime documentaries and podcasts, including Hip Hop Homicides, in which former TMZ star Van Lathan probes the deaths of gone too soon rap sensations, including Pop Smoke, XXXTentacion, and King Von. Now, it was also behind the podcast Surviving El Chapo, the twins who brought down a drug lord. Okay, now which told the story of Chicago twins who became America's biggest drug traffickers and then ratted on the Mexican kingpin. So now Page 6 has learned that G-Unit's next target is much closer to home. We're told that 50 is already in early development stages on a TV doc about rival Diddy and allegations of abuse by his longtime partner Cassie and others. Now, Diddy has adamantly denied these claims, and he also recently stepped down as chair of his own media company, Revolt. So with that all being said, here's the thing. This isn't just going to be a documentary, where they talk about what happened or whatever. They say that 50 is going to be interviewing the people that have made these allegations. Okay? Going to be interviewing the people that have made these allegations. And Cassie may just be one of those people. And if she had signed an NDA after settling with him, she wouldn't have been able to do that. She wouldn't have been able to speak on it. So this is going to be good. Nina said, I thought 50 offered to buy Revolt TV. Yes, I did hear that. I haven't confirmed that, but I did hear that as well. I did see that 50 posted saying that Diddy didn't want to sell it to him. So I don't know if he was trolling at the time or not. Okay. Lennon said 50 is going to expose everything. Yes, absolutely. Now, before we get into all of that with Diddy, I want you all to see this video that this guy did, this guy by the name of Ray Daniels. I know him, and he's really a clown, okay? He's really a clown. I know him from when my son did some of his showcases when he first started rapping, when my son first started rapping. But this guy said some of the most asinine things that I've ever heard someone say about victims of someone who was assaulted, okay? So let's get into it.
It feels like what happened to you all determines the outcome of your life. I don't think if Cassie leaves Puff, signs the Def Jam, blows up, sells 3 million records, I don't think she files a suit. These civil suits, to me, is more based on winners and losers in life. And these civil suits, to me, are the loser's way of getting back at the people that won. And here's what people don't acknowledge about when you're being sued. If you sue me, you can be 100% wrong. That doesn't mean that I don't have to pay for a lawyer. That doesn't mean that I don't have to go through the process of public humiliation of you saying these things or accusations on me. This about rich and poor. This ain't got nothing to do with sexual harassment. And the reason why is because if I describe sex to anybody, it sounds like something that you shouldn't be hearing and something very forbidden. So let's say if Tamara comes home and her boyfriend or whoever it is likes for her to be laying on the bed a certain way with her hair down. And that's sexy to her. It's like, I know how my baby want me to be in the house. I'm gonna lay just like this. But then Tamara and her baby broke up and her baby goes and gets a new baby. And Tamara's trying to find out how to get a baby just as rich as the last baby because she can't find it. So now she's like, and this had me laying on the bed with my hair down. Like I didn't even feel like it some days. Some days I didn't even want to let my hair down, but I let my hair down because that's what he wanted. And this left me, I'm suing him. And to me, that's the part that's scary. Right. 50 Shades of Grey. That was sexy to women, right? Why? Because he's having her sign an NDA. He's telling her how he wants his sex. Women like that. All these civil suits could have went away if the woman they was with stood next to them and said, nope. If Young Miami stood up and said, me and my nigga do everything together. I like all that wild. There's no voice being represented. It's just rich guy, victim. Now the victim is airing out all the rich guy shit. So the rich guy's like, pay, get that shit over with.
It was like it was a flurry of like this person, now this person, now this person. And all these dates, it's like 2001, 1998.
I know what y'all saying, but let's be clear. Sexual harassment is wrapped up in a whole lot of shit and has a lot to do with how women feel, not facts. Sexual harassment and these civil lawsuits are an attack on rich men and unattractive men. That's it.
He sounds so ridiculous. Okay, I'm sorry. Someone please make that make sense. So this is about winners and losers, he says. Well, I'm sorry. Diddy's the loser in this case. So what is he saying at the end of the day? He sounds really foolish. He sounds really ignorant, okay? So he's basically trying to discount any of these people that have made these allegations, including Cassie. And he thinks that this is just some freaky stuff that was going on. What about the fact that Diddy he recorded the things with those FOs, the freak offs that they had. He recorded those things and then held them over her head. That's blackmail. And for those of you who were saying, for anybody that was asking, why didn't she go to the police? Why didn't she come forward? Well, the police were actually called at one point in 2016. Cassie's mother called the police. Cassie's mother called the police after an incident that occurred in 2016 when Cassie tried to break up with Diddy. Okay, you can look it up. When Cassie tried to break up with Diddy and he didn't like it and he took her phone and then she ran from him and all of that. And then he came to the house later. Okay. But Cassie's mom had called the police on him. So that's the thing is this. Haven't his former bodyguards said certain things that they've witnessed? And one of them even said, I believe it was Gene Deal, that Diddy paid $50,000 to get footage from a hotel. So what do you think happens when someone has the money and the power to destroy evidence, to get rid of evidence? Because when her mother called the police in 2016, nothing happened because they said there was no crime. Okay, not to mention some people think that Diddy is the feds. I think he is. I think that's one reason that he's gotten away with this stuff for decades. We've heard the whisper since the 90s. He's had a myriad of legal problems and he's always gotten off. He's never suffered any real consequences. He might be the feds. With that all being said, let's talk about his dad, though. Let's talk about Diddy's dad. Let me put his father up on the screen. Melvin Combs, friend of Henry Lucas. The guy that they made that movie American Gangster about. Please pay attention. Likes up, everyone. Please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so here we go. Diddy once said, my father was a hustler. He was a drug dealer. This is what he says. He said he was a drug dealer. I'll play that audio in a second because someone posted it. So I'm going to share their audio. I'm not going to show the video. Sean Diddy Combs opened up for the first time about the fact that his father was killed when he was just an infant. A known associate of convicted drug dealer Frank Lucas, Melvin Combs was shot dead while sitting in his car in New York City at the age of 33. Something the hip-hop mogul made the decision not to publicly speak about. He says, my father was killed when I was 3 years old. We never got to share the moments that made me the man that I am today. Now, they say that Melvin was a hustler, and the successful entrepreneur and businessman cites his father's shortcomings as an inspiration and all of that. Okay, I'm going to skip past all of that because, like I said, I'm going to let you all just hear the audio. But this is what it says about his friendship with Henry Lucas. Drug lord, gangster, fashion victim. Okay, the $1 million a day heroin empire of a notorious Harlem drug lord was brought down by his flashy fur coat. Okay, I'm going to skip past all of this. Hold on. He said that he was devastated by the 1972 murder of Melvin Combs, the drug-dealing dad of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, and disputes rumors that Melvin was gunned down for being a police informant. Melvin was one of the few people I considered a friend. Now, this is what Lucas says. He insists that he wasn't snitching. That wasn't Melvin's style. And anyone who says different is lying. Because, you know, people have accused Diddy's father of having been an informant and saying that's why he lost his life. He said Dirty Cop stole $11 million that he had stashed in the attic of his Teaneck, New Jersey home during the January 28, 1975 raid that led to his arrest. Okay, that's what they're saying about Lucas. Okay, so now let's just go to the audio. I'm going to play, like I said, I'm going to play part of this this video from The Sauce. Shout out to The Sauce for these receipts. I'm going to play part of it. Give me a moment just to cue it up. And you'll hear what DMX had to say about Diddy when Kanye West called him a fed. And also what he said at the commencement, what Diddy said about his father at the commencement when he only told a portion of the story. Please pay attention. Let's get those likes up, beloveds. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
Hey, yo, thanks for tuning in. Keefy D cannot furnish $1,000 or, a loyal Diddy, what do you have to say about that? $1,000 or, I got somebody who will do it, but I need three. We need really specific details regarding that. Yeah, we want $1 million. You said you walked downstairs. Did he say, come meet me downstairs? Yeah, he said, come on downstairs and talk to me. Oh. He tells you, seriously, man, I need to get rid of this guy. And he's looking at you in the eyes and it's like scared. Yeah. So in your opinion, the specific reason he asked you to come downstairs and talk to him was about that thing, not about liquor or anything. It was about that. Okay. You tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million. Yeah. He agrees, you shake on it or something like that. Cool. What happened? He like, man, we'll wipe the ass out quick. It's nothing. Who brought up the amount of $1 million? Shit. He did.
Now, this is Dwayne Keefe Davis. I didn't mean to play this part, but it's coming right up.
P. Diddy, what do you have to say about that?
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pop? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, that was then, and this is now. P. Diddy better pray to whoever he prays to that during Keefe D's trial, Keefe D cannot furnish not one receipt to back up his story. Because I'm telling you, if somehow Keefe D does manage to pull out a receipt like a rabbit from like a magician's hat during that trial, it's a wrap for P. Diddy. 5, Jimmy Henchman. For all you out there who don't know who Jimmy the Henchman is, Jimmy is often referred to as the boogeyman of hip-hop. And he's the dude that allegedly set up Pac at Quad Studios and also put 9 in 50 Cent. But I'm not going to tell you about Jimmy. I'll let Jimmy tell you about himself.
We're here with the Henchman, midtown, downtown Manhattan. I was sitting here with Jimmy Henchman. Most of y'all probably don't know who he is, but he's a mogul in this industry who gets bulletproof love. We'll talk about that more. So let's know who the Henchman.
The Henchman is basically a bunch of producers. The basic concept of Henchman was that, it would be a production company facilitating beats for the industry. And that's how basically the Henchman organization was established. But the Henchman, you mean what the meaning of Henchman is? The meaning of Henchman basically is, a loyal companion, a loyal soldier, a loyal friend, a trusted friend, all of those good things. Sometimes people takes this name Henchman and they try to make it seem like that it's something dark, some kind of villain or something, but Henchman doesn't mean none of that to us, And basically I did. And at the time which was a decade ago when I was trying to come up with a name that was street, and could do the same things in the music industry, Puffy had already took Bad Boys. That was always like something in the back of my mind. So I needed something just as dope as the Bad Boy name. So I thought Henchman was good enough for that, that where I could still keep my edgy streetness and then blend that into the music business.
And when the organization started, like what time?
Around 10 years ago, around 1990.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been in the game about 10 years now.
Okay.
About 10 years now.
Tell us a little more about what the Henchman stand for.
Like I said, the Henchman stand for being a good friend. Okay. One of the things that we've always facilitated was that we've always been good friends to those who've been in this business. We've been the friends to the Russell Simmons, to the Lears, to the, the Andre Harrells, and even to Puffy. And those, and that's what we are. That's what we do best. Is that we're their friends. We talk to them when they need somebody to talk to.
When they usually need somebody to talk to.
There's all kind of different ways. Like, always when you're making that transition, people want to utilize the part of you that they think you know best. And a lot of time, if you come from the streets, that's what they want to utilize. But, the thing is, too, is that and that's what I think a lot of these dudes in the industry, and then there's some dudes in the streets, that they don't understand what beef really is. It's like, how do you walk around and saying you got beef with a guy, but a guy is you still seeing the guy, and you know what I'm saying? And you're just waiting for him to kill you, or you wait for a chance to kill him. That's not really beef. That's just some, you waiting for a nigga to turn his back, and you know what I'm saying? That's how the Italians kill some coward ass murders. When a nigga get in the front seat, you want to choke him out or shoot him in the back of the head. But that's that coward murder shit. So.
That's interesting. Why is the dude who just facilitates beats talking about murders? Now, I'm sure that Jimmy lives by certain street codes that prevent him from being a snitch. But if he ever did decide to flip, he could make P. Diddy his biatch. Because I'm sure he knows some dirt on Diddy that would make P. Diddy pee in his pants instead of whizzing on Young Miami. Oh, wait a minute. I might have spoke too fast. Because according to WAC 100, the feds have offered Jimmy the Henchman like 8 or 9 proffer agreements, a.k.a. Queen for a Day agreements. And guess who he mentioned? P. Diddy. Check this out.
Now this is where it gets weird. So we know what Jimmy Henchman did. We know, he was known as a, big old drug kingpin, whatever, They showed him 8 of his affiliates, cocaine suppliers. They had him agree to certain murder plots that they were involved in, included in. But it says during a debriefing session with the federal investigators, Jimmy Henchman, also known James Roseman, the music manager turned cocaine kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the sexual preferences of entertainers, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having sexual relationships with underage boys, according to the United States District Court filing. So it's filed on paper that they actually asked him about Diddy's dealing with underage boys. Now, why would they ask Diddy about why would they ask him about Diddy's dealings with underage boys? And why did they say that a number of other big name entertainers, we had R. Kelly kind of hint and insinuate that he ain't the only that's been moving foul, right? But Diddy's name was implemented in this. Like, what the is going on? New York, I need some answers.
Okay, so please pay attention because they asked Jimmy the Henchman about Diddy having intimate relations with young underage boys, as well as they mentioned other people, but specifically Diddy. So I want you all to pay attention to that because as far as Cassie was likely concerned, because she knows, I'm sure, all of the dirt on Diddy, including what happened to Kim Porter. Don't you all possibly think that maybe Cassie didn't want to go through the criminal trial because she probably thinks he's going to end up going to prison anyway, that he may likely end up going to prison anyway. So I think it was smarter for her to get her money at the end of the day. So what's up with him and these boys, though, underage? I told you all, I've been waiting for the men to come out and start speaking.
Any insight on what the going on with Puff?
Hey man, is this new documents, man, with the Diddy thing with Jimmy Henchman, man? Is this
this goes back to 2013.
Oh, that's the thing. I ain't never heard about this.
I ain't never heard about this. Is this like a new? How many proffers you said this dude did, man?
It was 8. It was 9 proffers.
8 or 9 of them.
Damn. Listen, Jimmy Henchman is currently serving 100 years in jail for offing some dudes, and it didn't have anything to do with Diddy. But if Jimmy Henchman should ever decide to disclose what he does know about Diddy, Diddy can stick a fork in it. He's done. 6. Misa Hilton. Misa Hilton is...
Now, I'm going to skip past that because some of this stuff that she's talking about and some of these people that she says has the dirt on Diddy, I've already talked about those people, like Misa Hilton, his baby mom, Justin's mother, and all of that. So hold on. Let me go back to what Fat Joe said, because I've also told you all about the numerous people that he has played and gotten over on them where they lost money and he made money. But here's what Fat Joe had to say.
You put him in suits and
shaking in the... And they certainly don't know where the bodies are buried. Do you remember some of the things they said?
Puff Daddy is the king of deception.
Yeah.
Every time we was in the party, he was throwing his champagne, his vodka in every picture. He was. So we didn't know. We like, yo, he's a great guy. This is a great party. This is a great, give me your clothes. I'm a rocket in the video, yo. Sean John sold 400 million.
Yep.
The champagne, this. Boy, the joke's on us.
Do you have any memories of Biggie?
DMX. This is DMX.
Well, Locks got signed before I did. Even though I bought the Locks Riders, they got signed. They were a safer group. Pop signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamin and shit was going. But they made him jiggy and put him in suits and made them write lyrics. Took all that publishing and raped them. Wow! Like, damn. I'm glad I didn't. You keep that. I never saw Biggie smile until after he died.
Uptown Records started with 5 Andre Harrell.
Okay, I already told you all about Andre Harrell, Al B. Sure, Kim Porter, and Heavy D. So I'm going to fast forward. Now, this is where they talk about Clive Davis.
Whenever he wants to. Because if Diddy is the prince of like dirty record deals, Clive Davis is the king. And Clive does not care nothing about you, because if you just so happen to fall by the wayside, he will still party like your black behind never existed. Remember what Shaka Khan said he did with Whitney?
You were, I think, going to go to the Clive Davis party.
Yes.
It was a surreal event where Whitney's body was still in the hotel, and there was this sort of party where apparently half the room were in tears, the other half were kind of partying. What did you feel about that?
I thought that was complete insanity. And listen, on top of them like partying downstairs while Whitney's body was still upstairs, Jaguar Wright told you that Clive Davis is Diddy Daddy.
Well, he got a boss too, and his boss name is Clive Davis. Clive run him. Diddy don't run himself. But you know.
To 8. Kamora Lee Simmons. Diddy's baby mama, Kim Porter, passed away.
Okay, I'm going to skip past that because I've already told you all about that as well. Now, this is the commencement speech that Diddy gave at Howard University. I believe it was in 2014, maybe, but it's where he addresses his father. He talks about his father.
Howard University, primming and preening in his cap and gown, ready to accept his honorary degree. He gave a very touching story about how his father once inspired him. Take a listen.
My world was changed here at Howard. On my second day of school, I learned something that would change the course of my life forever. I don't talk about this often. I was raised by a single mother in Harlem. My dad, Mr. Melvin Combs, died when I was 3 years old. My mother always told me that he died in a car accident. But something about that, it just didn't feel right. Something was in my soul that was telling me otherwise. So as soon as I got here, I went to the library and I did some research. I used the microfilm and founders to search through all the newspapers. And when I typed in my father's name and the day he died, I read in the Amsterdam News that he had been murdered in a drug deal going bad. Right there in that library, I realized there's nothing greater than a mother's love and desire to protect her child. Nothing. I also decided that I would live my life in a way to make her proud. I decided to embrace the entrepreneurial spirit of my father, but in an honest way. God bless you, Melvin Combs. I could feel you right next to me. But in an honest way, in a legal way, by earning, scraping, working harder, believing in myself, and most importantly, making the most of the blessings that God blessed me with.
Now, what Diddy didn't reveal to all of those graduates who were over there looking up at him is the part of the story that was later disclosed by Gene Deal. Gene, please tell him the story.
So now,
This is the former bodyguard Gene Deal.
that Puff Daddy used to work, Puff Father used to work with our crew, but he was coming in as an underling. When he got to the point where he was making a little money, he got trusted with a little bit more weight. Puff Father got caught in a sting. And when he got caught in the sting, they did a tape confession and made a written statement out of all the people that he was over, that he was under in their crew. The cop snitched on Puff Father and told New York Freddie that he did a written statement and a taped confession and said the only reason he was doing it because he had to go to a wedding. You can't make this shit up. He said the only reason he was doing it because he had to go to a wedding. It wasn't his wedding. It was one of his best friends. One of his best friends that bought him in the game. It was one of his best friends that was getting married that he didn't want to miss the wedding, so he told. And New York Freddie, when he got the information, he went to the best friend. He said, you gotta go. I want him out of here. New York Freddie told me this himself. God bless the dead, he's dead now. I could tell him. I didn't tell him until after he died. So now, he told him he had to go. So now, I still ain't opened my mouth. I was listening. Like old boy said, God gave you 2 ears, 1 mouth. Sometimes you better know how to shut your mouth. I'm listening to New York Freddie. Puff Father wasn't a hustler all like they were saying, like he was like this motherfucker, Frank Lucas. Yeah, Puff Dad, he just saying that shit because Diddy was big like he is right now. He was an underling. He was an underling. New York Freddie said, the nigga who killed him was the one who was crying the hardest at the funeral, carrying the casket. He's dead now too.
He said he's dead now too. Now I want you all to pay attention to something because it's very interesting. So they're saying that Diddy is the feds. Kanye said that. Other people have said that. And that is likely, that would explain, if true, I'm not saying that it is, but if that is true, that would certainly explain why Diddy has never faced any serious consequences for his actions. And if we've been hearing all of these things for decades, I'm quite sure the police have heard all of these things. Okay, but hold on. I'm going to stop there for a second. So with that all being said, it's very interesting. So if he is the feds, well, like father, like son, because Gene Deal says that his father absolutely was a snitch. Okay, that's why he lost his life. He was an informant because he got caught up in a sting. And so he told on those who were above him, which is likely the case. All right, which is likely the case. So I just find it all very interesting. But hold on. You see, Diddy has lost his protection. And why did he lose his protection? Well, when he filed a lawsuit, Spirit's maker, Diageo, has cut ties with Sean Diddy Combs, ending a lucrative 15-year partnership that recently culminated in a racial discrimination lawsuit. Now, this came out in September last month, or I'm sorry, like 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. So they say the music mogul charged that Diageo had neglected and underpromoted his De Leon tequila, dismissing it as an urban product in its marketing in a suit that was filed last month. Now, the London-based Diageo, which makes well-known liquor brands like Smirnoff Vodka and Johnny Walker Whiskey, countered that this was a baseless complaint in a statement obtained by CNN. Diageo said that Diddy's bad faith actions have clearly breached his contracts and left us no choice but to end our business relationship. See, I told you all, Diddy ticked off somebody. I told you all that he must have lost his protection because everybody's coming for him. Clive is not standing up and speaking out for him. Where's Clive Davis? The man who had so much faith in him that he gave him all that money to start Bad Boy. Where's Clive Davis to speak out on his behest? Now they go on to say that Diddy accused Diageo of failing to market his spirits, which also includes Ciroc vodka, in a similar manner with its other brands, including Don Julio and the George Clooney founded Casamigos brand. Diageo responded that he has amassed nearly $1 billion from the partnership. Diageo and Combs have partnered on Ciroc vodka since 2007. In 2015, Combs brought De Leon and formed a joint venture with Diageo for the high-end tequila. Diddy said in the lawsuit that Diageo kneecapped De Leon's sales growth for nearly a decade because the company considered it a black brand and marketed it to only urban customers. He also claimed that a Diageo executive told him that if Combs were Martha Stewart, then his brands would be more widespread. Diageo denied those accusations. Here's the thing. You see, for years, before I continue, let me say this. For years, Diddy has acted as a shield, okay, for the Democrats. He's acted as a raccoon for these people that he's dealt with, like Clive Davis and others. And by that, I mean that he's allowed them to put him out there, trying to persuade Black people's votes and all of that, and doing all sorts of other things. But at the end of the day, just like all of these raccoons, they always get their ninja wake-up call. You see, Diddy thought because he had all this power and protection and all this money that they've allowed him to accumulate and acquire, he thought that he's going to now be on their level. But he's still just another ninja to them. So no, they're not going to promote him like they would a Martha Stewart. And that ticked him off. And rightfully so. He should have been ticked off. But at the end of the day, he should also have been ticked off at himself for being played for a fool for all of this time. Because they were using him to their benefits. But what they didn't do is allow him to use them for his. Please pay attention. So they say Diageo said that Diddy has repeatedly undermined our partnerships and threatened to publicly defame Diageo. Well, now Diddy's being publicly defamed. I want you all to pay attention. This is the chickens coming home to roost. He's threatened to publicly defame them, but now you see, no matter how high you get, no matter how much money you get, honey, at the end of the day, you still gonna be a ninja to them, period, point blank. Okay, now he's being defamed and nobody's saying anything to help him, to speak in kind words about him or anything to try to help him salvage his reputation. They say if we did not meet his reasonable or his unreasonable financial demands, he basically was threatening them. The company also said they've invested more than $100 million to help grow his tequila and accused him of contributing only $1,000. Now, in response, Diddy's attorney, John Houston, said in a statement that Diageo attempting to end its deals with Mr. Combs is like firing a whistleblower who calls out racism, and that the company's decision is a cynical and transparent attempt to distract from multiple allegations of discrimination. Now, they say this lawsuit and Mr. Combs are not going away. Attorney Josh Gerben told CNN that it's not surprising that Diageo wanted to end its agreement with Combs because whenever a lawsuit gets filed that makes such strong allegations of wrongdoing, it is seen as an irreparable break in a business relationship. And at the moment, we're left to wonder what, if any, of the allegations made by either party are even factually accurate. And depending on how the business or how the case resolves, we may never know the answer to that question. So this is exactly what happens. And like I said, when you lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. And you cannot tap dance with the devil and expect not to get burned. Diddy's been dancing with the devil for decades. And now it's all coming back on him. Okay, at the end of the day. Now, let me go to where Kanye was going off and calling Diddy a fed on Drink Champs. Likes up, everyone. Please get the likes up. Thank you in advance.
I want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though, right?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on.
Okay.
All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all that, and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my coat car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now.
All right. So you all heard what he said. He called Diddy the feds. And here's the thing. He likely might be, because here's the thing. Here's some of his legal history. Let's get into it. Now, according to a documentary, erstwhile detective Greg Kading claims that this is from 2016. Okay, so we're just hearing about all of this stuff going viral about Dwayne Keefe Davis, but this actually came out in 2016. And why didn't they go in on it then? So just pay attention. So it says now, according to a new documentary, erstwhile detective Greg Kading claims that Combs hired Crips gang member Dwayne Keefe D. Davis to kill Tupac Shakur and his manager at the time, Marion Hugh Suge Knight, for $1 million. Nearly 6 months later, Kading alleges that Knight, who was not injured in the drive-by shooting that claimed Tupac's life, retaliated by hiring Bloods gang member Wardell Poochie Faust to kill Biggie Smalls for $13,000. Now, then there were more allegations. They say these latest allegations are yet another instance where the Grammy-winning artist Diddy, who's waded through multiple run-ins with the law, finds his past once again coming under public scrutiny. So they say that he found himself in the middle of the ultimate East Coast, West Coast hip hop war. And then despite his legal troubles, he was able to become known for his philanthropy, including his generous donations to several charities. But they say back in 1997, Sean Combs was charged with assaults after brutally beating Interscope Records exec and Nas's manager, Steve Stout. The attack was reportedly spurred by a dispute over a music video's release. At the time of the attack, prosecutors alleged that Combs, who was with two companions, and all three of them beat Stout, striking him with a telephone and a champagne bottle. They say they were on me so fast. This is what Stout told the police. I barely had time to cover my head. After posting a $15,000 bail, Diddy was facing up to 7 years in prison. However, the entrepreneur was instead sentenced to attend a one-day anger management class. A year later, he found himself in yet another legal battle. In November of 1998, when him and his then girlfriend, Jennifer Lopez, were both arrested and charged with criminal possession of a weapon and of stolen property in connection with a shooting that occurred at Club New York at Times Square, a Times Square area venue. Now, the charges against Lopez were dropped, and Combs was eventually found not guilty. A month after his acquittal on a weapons possession charge, Combs was arrested for driving with a suspended license after Miami Beach police pulled his car over. He was released 20 minutes later after signing an agreement to appear in court. In 2007, Combs was served with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit after he allegedly ordered his bodyguards to physically remove a hip-hop promoter at a New York City nightclub. The man allegedly suffered several injuries as a result. After allegedly assaulting a UCLA football coach in 2015, Combs was arrested on 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, 1 count of making terroristic threats, and 1 count of battery. In July of 2015, prosecutors declined to file felony charges related to that arrest. Why would they decline to file charges related to that arrest? He absolutely did it. We all saw him do it. Okay? We all saw the game. So that, if anything, shows that he has a propensity towards violence. It shows that he's one who can't control his temper, that he gets very angry and puts hands on people. And he does these things in public. This is why it's so asinine for these men who are saying that, oh, Cassie just wanted money and act as though he didn't do the things that she's saying. Well, it's really ridiculous, because if he's bold enough to go off on Lorianne Gibson in front of people while they're filming the show Making the Bands in 2007 and pick up a chair and hover it over her like he's going to hit her with it, okay? If he's bold enough to attack his son's coach in public at a game, during a game, if he's bold enough to dangle people from rooftops or from balconies, what is he capable of doing when no one's looking? And I just showed you all the video footage the other day of he himself when he got upset because the DJ played the wrong music. He went to go off and then he caught himself and said, oh, I'm loved now. But years ago, somebody may have gotten thrown over a balcony for that. So he admits to these things. So it's not like people are just saying these things. But anyway, let's talk about Columbus Short, because Columbus Short said that Diddy tried to stomp his yard. Please pay attention. Let me pull that up.
I'm snitching. I'm snitching in the kitchen. Diddy. Gotta tell on him. He tried it on me, so I know it's true. I was married, my ex-wife. I got a phone call in the middle of the night, about 2:30 in the morning. It was, my wife says, pick up the phone. It was an unknown number. Pick up the phone. What bitch is calling you? Who's calling you? Picked up the phone. It was Diddy. And he said, hey, man, we didn't see what the BET Awards. You know, what you doing? I'm like, I'm in bed with my wife. He said, I'm at the Beverly Hills Hilton, the Beverly Hills Hotel. I said, what's up? I said, who over there? He said, just me.
Columbus said, what's up? Who's over there? Just me. Honey 69 said, not a booty call, honey. That's what I told Mr. Hotel last night when we were talking about it. I said, honey, that's a booty call. Diddy needs to sit all the way down. But hold on, because here's what Mark Curry had to say about him. And I'm not talking about the comedian. All right. One of Diddy's former head of security. I do believe it's who he is. So I'm not going to show the video. I'm going to play the audio.
Now, let's say cases like,
a case where, or any situations where you've seen Diddy get into it with a female?
now, let's say cases like, a case where it might be a female that likes you. She naturally just like you, but he likes her, but she likes you. He's upset about that. He don't like that. The fact that she like you and don't like him, because he done worked hard to get the money, the jewelry, the cars, the house, the pool, the everything else that he think he needs in order to make himself feel like that person, that man. And then you don't have to have none of that. And this female still likes you even more than she likes him. He hates that. So that to me, I call that a man who has a problem with real men.
That's crazy, man. So he'll feel a type of way if a female wanted one of his friends and not him.
Yeah, you know, he got to be the one, the shiny suit. That's why he put on the shiny suit. It's only one shiny suit. Can't be two shiny suits in the video, man. It's only one shiny. It can't be two kings under one castle. He know those words. Milk knows those words, man. Milk knows those words.
Have you and Diddy ever got a female?
Yeah. I had this, one time. You know, I want y'all to know this. These stories are strictly for when I was young and I didn't know no better. But now that I'm a grown man, man, my whole life has changed, man. I'm a different kind of individual. But yeah, one time, a couple of times, or even the dancers, like he had the dancers used to come do the tryouts.
they be showing up to the tryout room and all of this. I'm like, yeah, I'm going there. So I'd be like, ooh, look at her. That's the one right there. So I go get the baddest ones, because plus all of the females naturally like me. I don't know what it was, but I knew they naturally like me, and I felt it because I like me like that too, right? So he'd be like, yo, the girls, it was one girl. Can I tell a long story? You want me the short story?
No, go for it. Go for it.
All right, I'm going to give you the long story. So I seen this girl in the club that was a background dancer. She's in the club Cheetah one night. And I went to the club and I seen her with Mario Wining hat on. So I said, where's Mario? She said, oh, he's not here. He stayed at home. I said, who you in here with? She was like, oh, I'm by myself. I said, where you going? She said, I got to get on the flight in the morning and go back to Canada. I said, okay, well, where you going to stay tonight? She said, well, I don't have no place. I said, want to come back to my place? She said, yeah. So we went back to my place, and then we had a lot of fun. I'm talking about a lot of fun, whole bunch of fun. So then we go on, she going on tour. We going on tour to Jamaica. She come to the tryout, boom. So she like, boom. She like, at the end of the tryout, she like, I said, where you staying at this time? She say, well, I'm here from Canada. I ain't got no place right now. I said, want to come back to my room? She said, yeah. So we had some more fun. So we get to the tour, and Puff come up to me. He said, hey, Mark, I want to ask you a question. He said, did you sleep with her? I was like, yeah. Because I didn't want to lie, act like, no, I didn't. I was like, yeah. He said, how did you do it? I said, I did it like a grown man. I did it like you're supposed to, right? And then right after that, the girl was off the tour. Never seen her again. Kicked her right on off the tour. Second time, I'm in the Bahamas, run across a girl. He like, Mark, where you get this girl from? I said, I got her from the club. He said, she kind of bad. He said, if you give your girl to me, I'll give you one of my girls. I said, Puff, I can't give you no girl. I said, but if I walk away and she like you, then that's what it is. But I walk away and go to the store and leave her in the studio. I come back and she boot up with you and y'all together. I'm going to be like, hey, okay. I ain't going to have nothing to do with it. So I come back, the girl mad. She said, why you leave me here with this creep? I said, where's Puff Daddy? Who else? I couldn't even leave you with someone better. I thought you would be happy. She was like, no, I'm not happy. I don't like this dude. I said, damn, dude. He's looking at me. He was like, yo, get out of my face, because you know what I do to girls like this? I was like, I don't know, but he was already ready to hit her. He was like, I spit on her. So then she was like, well, I told him I ain't like him, but I got a twin sister. But I told him she won't like him either. That's when he really got mad. I had to get that girl up out of there quick, because I realized he was going to try to hit my girl or be violent towards my girl because my girl didn't like her. See, money can't make females like you. He the kind that think that they're going to like him because he got some money. All of the pretty females I know in the world, man, they don't like you for no money, man. They like you for your heart.
All nefarious. So in other words, he's saying Diddy's a hater. That's what it sounds like, bottom line. Okay, so now let's talk about it, because it looks like James Allen said that he has to give these former people who worked with Diddy, give them the side eye. Well, I don't know why you're giving them the side eye and not giving Diddy the side eye, because I'm going to give the side eye to the person that has all of these people saying things about them that all corroborate each other's stories. All of these people saying these things about Diddy just corroborate each other's stories as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to give the side eye to Diddy, not to the people that are exposing him. Okay? That's what we're not going to do. That's what we're not going to do, because what do they stand to gain by saying any of this? They're not suing him. See, it's funny because people always want to play like Diddy's not doing these things or whatever, or they want to make excuses for him. Oh, Cassie and these women, they want bags. But what about the people who are saying these things that don't want a bag, like Jaguar Wright, like Gene Deal, like Mark Curry? They're not getting any compensation, like Roger Bonds before he tried to tap dance back out of it because it looks like somebody might have scared him, took down his Instagram, and then started talking in a whole nother light. But at the end of the day, the side eye for me goes to Diddy. I'm not making excuses for someone that the police themselves had to question someone allegedly as to why he's or if he's messing around with these young underage boys. Okay. That's what I have to say about that. And then Kamisi said these other YouTubers are playing dumb. Yes, they absolutely are, beloved. Some of them are playing dumb because they've been to his Revolt Summit. Some of them are playing dumb because they're friends and in cahoots with the ones who went to the summit. And some of them are playing dumb because they were in his video all night long with Faith Evans. And some of them are playing dumb because they're the same type of predator that Diddy has been accused of being. All right? So anyway, with that all being said, before I roll up out of here, Farnsworth Bentley, where is he at? Because I'd love to hear what he has to say about Diddy. Now, he posted what I call a cryptic tweet or a cryptic post where it was a video of Luther Vandross premiering on Sesame Street some years ago, and they kept mentioning in the little song they were singing the number 20. Well, it's now been deleted. And so people have been speculating, what is the significance of the number 20? Now, this is what I heard. I didn't go check out the post yet. Well, I can't check it out now because it's deleted. But some people are saying that maybe Farnsworth is trying to get his money to keep his mouth shut. All right, so I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's all nefarious. Now, before I roll out of here, this man said Diddy threatened to spit on a woman. Another man said that Diddy punched Kim in the face and broke her nose. Another man corroborated it. Other people have said numerous things. So I'm sorry, but the side eye should be going to Diddy, not the people exposing him. The people who think that the ones exposing him deserve a side eye, well, that's likely because you just don't like the fact that Diddy's been exposed. Diddy has a lot of fanboys. Please pay attention. So I'm going to show you all, for those of you who missed it, a couple of my videos that I did on TikTok, dropping receipts on Diddy. Now, I did about maybe six videos about him, but I'm going to play the two of the last ones that I did with the receipts that some of you may not have seen if you didn't tune in. Pay attention. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. So it's been reported that there are some excerpts from Kim Porter's tell-all book that many people think that she lost her life over, but these things have supposedly been leaked. Now, mind you, this hasn't been confirmed. This is just all rumors and hearsay at this point. But just to give you an overview of what's being said. So apparently they're saying in the book, there's things about Usher having relations with Diddy and that Kim had footage of this. Also that he supposedly gave Usher an STD, and there was some type of confrontation between Diddy and Usher's mother. Now, if you remember, a while ago during an interview, Kim Porter's sister said that Diddy allegedly took Justin Bieber's virginity. So I find this all very interesting. And also the psychic Sloan Bella said back in June or July something about Diddy not being so worried about Kim talking about his relationships with men, but more so about something that he was doing with children as far as harvesting their energy and things of that nature. So this is all real crazy and very messy, okay? Also, there's been reports that when Kim passed away, someone broke into her home and stole 2 laptops that many think had information from the book on there. Okay, so this is all getting real messy.
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died, it was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you want to know what they all had in common, though? They were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. I'll be sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone.
Now, that's one thing you absolutely can't deny. And if all of these accusations that people are levying against P. Diddy are true, then Kim Porter and the rest of his victims absolutely deserve justice. With that all being said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. All right, and here is some more receipts. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Let's talk about the mysterious death of Erica Kennedy, who was one of the best friends of Kimora Lee Simmons. She was actually the maid of honor in her wedding and the godmother to 2 of her children. Let's get into it. When Erica Kennedy graduated from college, she began working as a publicist for various top fashion designers, including Tommy Hilfiger and Sean Combs. Please pay attention. In July of 2004, Erica Kennedy released a book called Bling. This was about a small-town biracial girl named Mimi who wanted to make it big in the music industry, and then she encounters a music mogul by the name of Lamont, who owned a label titled Triple Large Entertainment. Now, some say that this is loosely based on Diddy. Erica's book went on to become a New York Times bestseller. In 2004, she said, "Everybody kept talking about how scandalous the book was. I really didn't see the big deal. I knew I could write a story about a P. Diddy party and show these people what a scandal really is all about." Erica Kennedy turned up dead June 13th of 2012 at the age of 42. Now, the cause of her death has never been released, and I find that all very interesting. And as we all know, Kimora Lee Simmons' other best friend, Kim Porter, turned up dead November the 15th of 2018. Now, they said that it was pneumonia that she passed away from, but there's more to that story. The initial coroner conducting the autopsy on Kim Porter's body was Ed Winter. Now, he said that it was problematic and that further analysis needed to be performed. So he was strangely taken off of the case, however, and someone else took over. 2 weeks later, her death was ruled as being caused by pneumonia. Ed Winter had investigated numerous deaths of celebrities such as Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Brittany Murphy, and others. Allegedly, after people started requesting for Kim Porter's death to be further looked into, or for them to reopen the case, Ed Winter turned up dead. And they say that it was unspecified natural causes at the age of 73. Now, I find it very interesting because of the timing, you see. The timing of his death is right around the time that people were supposedly asking for her death to be further investigated. And those people were allegedly Kimora Lee Simmons and some of Kim's family members. Please pay attention. Some people just didn't believe the final autopsy report. And the fact that Ed Winter had said the results were pending and he was still trying to conduct further investigation and then suddenly turns up dead. Yeah, all very suspicious if you ask me. Now, we know that Kim was supposedly writing a tell-all book, and a lot of it was about her relationship with Diddy. And so recently, some excerpts from that book have been released. And there were said to be, by an anonymous source, a lot of things that were very salacious that some wouldn't want to come out, specifically Diddy. So please pay attention. And let's not forget that after Kim's demise, Al B. Sure made a post basically stating that he didn't believe that she actually died from pneumonia either. And there were many who had their own suspicions. In the post, Al B. Sure said, "I do know very clearly that hashtag Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some bull-ish. Really? This is where I get into trouble. We just celebrated our son At Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix, and she was in fantastic health, as well as laughing seeing me and At Diddy's mutual exchange at the theater. I'm going to leave it here. And after that cryptic post, well, we all know what happened to Al-B-Sure. He suddenly started experiencing renal failure and then ended up in a coma for 2 months. Yes, I do find this all very interesting. Kim supposedly told Al before she died that she felt someone was following her, and Al told her to call the FBI. And now he also made a post that's now been deleted saying that she was running from something, only to later come back and say that she was running a marathon. Kim's former stylist also allegedly came out and said that Diddy purchased that 24-karat gold casket for Kim a month prior to her demise. Sources say that Diddy and Andre Harrell got into an argument because he was supposedly helping Kim to write her tell-all book in 2017, and then later decided to write a tell-all book himself. They say that he also fired Diddy from his label. They say that Andre and Diddy got into several altercations at the company, and that he basically knew about the shady backhanded deals that Diddy was engaging in. Sources also say that Andre Harrell questioned Diddy about the toxins that were found in Kim's system during the initial autopsy report that Ed Winter was working on when he was fired from the case. And I find it interesting, but did I also mention that friends say that there was blood on Kim's pillowcase when she was found deceased, and also a small trail of blood from the bedroom leading to the bathroom. And Jaguar Wright says that Heavy D was also supposedly writing a tell-all book before he passed away. Also, celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Frank Ryan, who performed Cassie's breast implants in November of 2009, and of which Diddy complained about them, said they were too big, and insisted that he take them out and do them over the next day, not even giving her time to heal. He was very determined, and Dr. Frank Ryan wasn't thrilled about it. But he mysteriously turned up dead in August of 2010, just months later. Now, he supposedly drove over a cliff when he was making a post about his dog. I also have questions about this picture of Diddy sleeping on top of Cassie. It looks very controlling, like someone who's trying to make sure that she doesn't leave or sneak away while he's asleep. Now, that's just my take on it. Also, what is going on in this picture? What does this mean? Is there some hidden message here? Because it looks very similar to this picture, the one of Kanye West's video, where he had all of these celebrities and famous people sleeping in the same bed. So clearly something subliminal as far as I'm concerned. Now keep in mind, this is all speculation. We can't say for a fact that Diddy had anything to do with any of the demises of these people, or the fact that Al-B-Sure almost met his own demise. But it is very suspicious that one person is connected to so many in one way or another who have met their end under suspicious circumstances. With that all being said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm about to roll out of here. But before I do, let me address this comment by MaxStar206. He says, "Are you still love this channel?" I think that you meant to say that you used to love this channel, but now all I hear is talk down on Black people. Well, first of all, please next time proofread your comments so you don't sound illiterate. But the second thing is, I don't talk down on Black people. I talk down on thugs and killers and those who are a detriment to our society, you see. And predators who prey upon children and women and elderly people. And if some of those happen to be Black, well, I will go in on them too. Now, if you want to sit here and defend Diddy, just say that. Don't try to act like the Queen talks down on Black people because I'm going hard on Diddy. I don't like Diddy. Tupac was a friend of mine. We had close family ties. Diddy had something to do with it, allegedly. Allegedly paid for his demise. So yes, I don't like Diddy, and I'm going hard in the paint on him, and I will continue to do so until he falls like dominoes. All right, so if you're mad, then just stay mad. It's funny that you don't like this channel anymore, and you think the Queen talks down on Black people, but yet you're in the Queen's chats. I'm gonna need you to make that make sense. And here's another thing. If you have been watching this channel and going through my videos, then you should know that I'm the one who broke the story about Tariqus Atkins, who was chased and hunted by racist devils down in Mississippi, just like the ones who did the same thing to Rasheem Carter, which I also reported on, okay? I talk about missing Black women and Black girls, human trafficking and all of that, all right? I go hard in the paint against racism and wanted supremacy. Now, if you ever hear me talking down on a black person, that's because they need to be talked down on, like Suki and Sexy Red. Okay, if you're a detriment, yeah, I will talk down on you. So don't try to paint narratives because you don't like the facts that I'm going in on. P shitty. Okay? Now, moderators, you can block that ninja. That's what you can do. Now you can block that ninja. Okay? At the end of the day, honey, don't get mad at me because I'm up here telling the truth and dropping receipts in the process. All right, so that's right. Nicole said exit stage left. Okay. RG Titan said he's probably a Marcus fan. Yes, he probably is one of Bussy Reek's boys. One of Bussy Reek's bussified boys. And yes, I went in on him too. And I went in on Wig. Anybody who's grifting, lying, cheating, stealing, defrauding, okay, being a whole detriment to my community. Yes, I will talk down on you. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it, Maxstar 206? You're not gonna do anything except get mad. That's all you can do. Because I got goons too. So sit down somewhere. At the end of the day, Byron B said, way to end this live, Queen. Thank you, beloved. All right. DJ Robinson said, love you, Queen. Keep doing you. Thank you, beloved. All right. Claudette said, anybody can get it. They sure can. All right, you come on here with that mess. King Lejean said, Bussy Boys. Exactly. Miss Hotel said, Queen stands on business. You better know it. My whole thing is this. I always say at the beginning of my broadcast that if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you can exit stage left, unfollow, and subscribe. I do not care. On God, I don't. I don't care if I have 2 subscribers, 200, 2,000, 200,000. At the end of the day, I'm going to put in the same amount of work. I'm going to still talk about the same topics, and I'm going to still be the queen sitting on my throne, and I don't come down off of it for the likes of people like you, but I will put you in check real quick, and I will let you know what I think, okay? You don't have to be in my chat, been off ad. Now, you enjoy the rest of your strong end, not your weak end, because you seem to be in a weakened state. With that all being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Everyone, please to like and share this video. You know that they have the Queen's Shadow Band. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of this lovely day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the Queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the Queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the Queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got